Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. I have the Storyteller's Tarot on the tarot table. There it is. The old dragon slayer is at it again, telling more stories. Well, not telling stories necessarily, writing a book, volume 2 of Spare. I'm suspecting that we're going to get up to about volume 10 of Spare by the time he's finished with his tales of woe and lamentation and his life as Ginger Whinger Supreme. But anyway, we now hear that the palace fears that Prince Harry is writing a second book. And this is all about the legal battle for security. And they are concerned, the palace is concerned about his next move if he loses the appeal, which it looks like he might. And they're suspecting either a second book, and he has that deal with Penguin Random House, or a podcast. And the podcast would, of course, be following in Meghan's footsteps. And they believe that this would be blasting the royals for not helping him. And he has, of course, told the Telegraph that his worst fears were confirmed in that secret hearing during the appeal, secret evidence that was revealed. And we would all be shocked if we knew what he'd discovered. So obviously intending either to write it in a book or tell it in a podcast or threaten the royal family with this prospect and of blasting the royal family again in a second book, so that Pa fixes things. Basically, ye old blackmail. It's a strong word, but it's what it sounds like to me, in my opinion. So I'm curious to know if he's really going to do this, if he's thinking about it, how the royals feel. Is he really just sort of dangling this threat over Pa? How the publisher feels, because secret evidence in court, it strikes me that they can't just merely publish what Harry says about what he heard in court, that they might be risking some sort of legal blowback if they do that. I don't know the ins and outs of these things, but it strikes me as a bit dodgy. And I want to know what these terrible secrets were that he found out in court. And reputation. Royals, if he goes along with this and blasts the royal family yet again, would it have any impact on them now? Or has he used up all his firepower when it comes to trashing his family? How would it reflect on him? Because Spare, of course, was very shocking when it came out and everyone was aghast at the things that he'd said. But very quickly, the reputation that took the biggest hit was Harry's own reputation. Of course, Aware and South Park did a lot of damage to his reputation, and it ended up destroying all his relationships with his family. So he took a big hit, maybe a bigger hit than the royal family took with that poisonous little tome. So that's what we're looking at today with the Storyteller Tarot. Need to shuffle it a little bit more. It's got suddenly very cold here where I am. Our first little taste of winter. So there we go. We're good to go. We need to remind you, as usual, it's tarot for fun and entertainment, or my opinion, or speculation. Just read energy and disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what's going on with our angry author. I don't know if he'll be getting the same old guy to come back and write more. He's gone very quiet, Maringer, and maybe would not want to have more with the has-been, more dealings with the has-been. Maybe Meghan will write it for him, like she possibly did the last one. That's my bit of snark, but only half snark. Okay, big fat cards here, so we're going to have to scooch. Okay, the Three of Hearts. It's the friend card, the Three of Hearts, Three of Cups normally. It's a celebrating, it's having a convivial time with people. And there's no threat of a book in that energy at all. So I'm not quite sure why it's showing up as our underlying energy, to be frank. Maybe, just maybe, having to do a serious amount of scooching here. Maybe, just maybe, it would be back with the old gang, if there was going to be a book. Back with the author, the ghostwriter, back with the publishers. Ghostwriter stayed in the guest cottage on the estate, which I thought was Doria's, but never mind, at Mudslide Mansion, and get the old gang back together. And it's quite an energy of indulgence, of pleasure, the Three of Hearts. But note that it's a Christmas scene in this card. I don't know which story it's referencing. I haven't bothered to go through each card and figure out the little myth or legend or whatever behind it. But this is a Christmas scenario, and we have Santa and his sack of presents, and we have presents coming out. A bit of a surprise. You don't quite know what's in that box, that prettily wrapped box. So maybe there's something in that artwork that we need to bear in mind. But anyway, maybe it'll become clearer later on. Let us see the situation we're dealing with today. And we're dealing with the Seven of Hearts in reverse. It's a Seven of Cups. And it is the delusion card, the fantasist card, the pie in the sky card. And it's suddenly in reverse, like the shoe drops, and you get a hit of reality when it drops. You're running out of options, and I think that is very telling in this reading. Running out of options. Who's running out of options? He's running out of options. He loses this court case despite the shocking evidence that was revealed behind closed doors in court. What's he going to do? What's left for him to do except threaten the royal family with another book? It's so brattish, it's so infantile, it's so mean, it's so nasty. But there we have it. He's got himself into a corner here, and he doesn't know how to get out of this mess. That's my opinion. So let's look at him now and ask how serious this I'm going to write volume 2 of Spare. If you don't give me my way, give me my security back. What are we getting? Justice. This would be his way of seeking justice if he loses in court. So it looks possible, because it's evening things out. It's almost like settling scores, the justice card. If I lose in court and I heard the terrible things that I heard in court, I'm going to make damn sure that they are noised abroad, so to speak, and you're all going to know about it, and you're all going to hear what terrible things the royals did to me and my darling wife Meghan, and how impossible you made our lives, and how you endangered us and drove us away, but actually you were trying to keep us. I'm getting that, a real score settling going on here. Yeah, this would be something that he would think that he's entitled to do, because it would be only fair to write Spare. A big card, that, the Justice card, and real energy of score settling in it. Tone of the book and target of the book, whatever universe wants to tell us about the book itself. What would we find out? And we have Vice. It's the devil. The devil has shown up as Vice in this card, in this tarot. And of course, it is lies. The devil is about lies and obsession. And the obsession in this one is Moby Dick. This is what the story is about. There, of course. It's in reverse, so it would be, I'm talking about the tone of the book and the target of the book. It would be, we are innocent and we escaped the toxic family. And they're so obsessed with us that they didn't want to let us go. That would be the tone of the book. Does that make sense? And so let's get on to the royal family. How do they feel about the prospect of a book or a podcast or whatever coming their way? It's the Two of Hearts in reverse. More reason to distance themselves from him. It's Two of Cups, Two of Hearts, and separate, parting, a breakup card. More reason not to trust him, not to partner with him in anything, not to let him near anyone. He allegedly stayed, well, he always stays in that hotel, so I don't know why the press are making a big song and dance about it now. He always stays in that hotel near Windsor, near the royals who live at Windsor, and they were saying he was trying to reach out, and he was wanting to fly by private jet over to Paris to hang out with William and George, to meet them. It's a bit of a stalker thing that was seemingly going on there. Royals are going to give him no opportunity to get close to them. He's got no recent stories to tell apart from what he learned that was so shocking in court. But I suppose there's letters of power he could reference, and phone calls and things that courtiers have done and stuff like that he could talk about in the book. But they are, it's over. The relationship with him is over if he does this. Really is. It's already over, but it's more over. And Pa, is this all a blackmail kind of a threat? I'm using very strong language, but it is what's coming through for me energetically, so I am going to use that word. It is just my opinion. Is this aimed at Pa? Six of Cups in reverse, Six of Hearts in reverse. This is going back to the past, and again he's going to remind Pa of what a terrible parent he was, and how he broke Mummy Diana's heart and drove her to her death in the tunnel in Paris, and drove Harry and Meghan away. It's going to be all, he's going to rake up all this old stuff, all these old grievances, and repeat them. And this is being relayed to Pa. I'm not getting the energy so much of blackmail as just, I'm going to go through all of this again. And this is someone, in my opinion, who is completely over-therapized. It's done him no good at all. He's still got all his old grievances. He hasn't resolved them. He hasn't been able to see anything from anyone else's point of view, or my opinion, any expert opinion. And he's just stuck. He's stuck in the past, and he's stuck in this way of viewing the past as negative, even toxic, and not in a place of forgiveness, not in a space of reconciliation. That's all the Six of Cups energy there, Six of Hearts in this tarot. So yeah, around and about, it's a menace to Pa that he's going to bash the royals again for not helping him. And I think the not helping him stretches all the way back to when he was a troubled teen, even a tween. So yeah, it's ugly energy with his relationship with the royal family. He really, I think as he goes further along and realizes that there's no way back for him, he gets worse and worse, more and more sour, more vicious, more angry, more vengeful. The Justice card can indicate vengeance in it. I don't normally pick that energy up in the Justice card, but I am today. So let's look at the publisher and how, I assume Penguin Random House, because they've got that deal, how keen they are to take this on, and possibly the legal aspects of it with secret evidence and all the rest of it. Are they rubbing their hands in glee that finally they've got more material from him? The Moon in reverse, that's secrets coming out. I think that they're very excited to have secrets coming out. And the Moon tells me that the secrets might have to do with Mummy Diana. And intel about her and what happened to her that Harry might have perceived as shocking, and his worst fears confirmed, might have related to Mummy Diana. But of course, that's his perspective, his very narrow vision of what happened with Mummy Diana. And we know that she gave up her royal security, her police protection, because she didn't trust anybody, which is Moon energy, not trusting. being suspicious and fearful because of what happened with Martin Bashir, not because of what happened with the royal family. But I think he's quite able to twist this and see it from a certain point of view. And I think that if he writes it, that's the angle he's going to take. They killed Mummy Diana and they're trying to kill me and Meghan. They killed her and they're either trying to drive Meghan to off herself, or they're actively going to try and kill her if she comes back to the UK. I think he's that far gone. He's that deranged. Remember, the moon card is also lunacy. I think the publishers are very happy to have this juicy gossip that they can write about. I'm sure that their lawyers will go through it and say, no, you can't say it like this, you have to say it like that, and whatever and whatever. But it looks like it could be very juicy when it comes to gossip about Diana and danger and all that stuff being revealed, because the moon is in reverse. It all comes to the surface. Finally, Harry gets his opportunity to tell the things that he's always wanted to tell. There was always, let's remember, the rumor that he spent some time with that dreadful Al-Fayed man before he passed away, of pretending to have dementia, but not at all, allegedly. And all of those things that have been seeded in Harry's worm-eaten brain, in my opinion, might come to the surface in this book. It is a horrifying thought, and no wonder the royals are thinking, well, if you do this, we're not having anything more to do with you ever, 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 ever. So tell us about the secrets. I think we've got quite a good idea of the secrets that might be revealed. What are they about? We've got the 9 of Scepters. That's the 9 of Wands, and it's in reverse. That's being very vulnerable. That's having protection taken away and being very vulnerable. Just 9 of Wands, Scepters, upright, is having a protection around you, having a defensive array around you so that you are protected. If you are wounded, you are not under direct attack. It's in reverse. The barriers are down. You have no boundaries. You have no guard around you. You've lost your police protection and you are vulnerable. And Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana. My opinion. How the royals going to come off? If he writes this book, what do they come out? How are they going to look? What harm is going to happen to them? What's going to happen? And we have the World, and that's a very positive card actually, because it's a completion card and success and achievement. So it doesn't look like they're going to be harmed at all by this. It's a closing of a chapter. And in a strange way, this, if Harry actually goes there and he writes this, or someone else writes it for him, maybe he can do some colouring in while they write the book. It's the end of something for the royals. They might actually be able to come out and defend themselves and to say, actually what happened is this. We won't get a recollections may vary, we won't get never explain, never complain. We might actually get a rebuttal that silences everyone finally and says, this is actually what happened. Here is the proof, whether through the royals or through the Home Office or this police or whoever, say, actually this is what happened. And we know this for a fact, and Harry is quite wrong. And is obviously traumatized by the loss of his mother, 6 of Hearts in reverse and all of that. And we understand and we wish him well overseas. But actually, it's all completely wrong, what he's saying. And we close this down because it endings the world. Shutting something down, finished, we're done with that chapter. And no more. No more of that. We shut down the gossip, we shut down all the negativity, and we're done. And it's this camera keeps tilting over for some reason, and that's them being able to shut this all down and close the door on all of this stuff. Looks like it, which is interesting. How about Harry? How would he come out of this? What would people think of him? And we got the 6 of Wands, so it's a strange energy because it's a victory energy. the Six of Wands. So he would strut about and say, see, I've done what I needed to do. I've said what I needed to say. So he would take it as a win. And people would look at him and think, well, he's done what he wanted to do. He went all this way with the court case, and if the court case didn't work, then he's gone all this way with his book. So he's not going to reflect badly on him. It's quite surprising energy, this. That the royals come out of it looking like, okay, we finished that. We're moving on. We're not entertaining any of this anymore. We're not entertaining him anymore, possibly either. But he is going to look like someone who's finally achieved what he wanted to achieve and can do his little victory lap and be very pleased with himself. And it's not showing that people are going to think worse of him as a result of this. Strange. It's a very strange energy. And sitting with this Three of Hearts, you know, the present that's delivered, the gift that's delivered in the Three of Hearts. And maybe for the royals it's a gift. They can finally close the door in this chapter. Maybe for him it's a gift as well. He can do what he's always wanted to do, which is avenge Mummy Diana. I'm getting a strong thread of vengeance in here. Avenge Mummy Diana. Look like a hero. Because it's quite a narcissistic energy, the Six of Wands. Look like a big hero. The Dragon Slayer. And then it's done. Everyone can say, finished. So, there it is. That's the energy that's come through. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.